This is Alex from Narrow Road Living. Welcome to podcast episode number 1. Today I've got my friend Brian, who has been practicing doing pickup. And so Brian, let's just start off with a brief discussion about yourself.
Yep.
Tell me about your age and life before pickup, how high school was, etc.
20 years old currently. Been pin pickup for like around 3 months. How I was in high school, I would say like I was pretty antisocial.
Okay.
Like I had friends, but like I wasn't like as outgoing as today. Like I wasn't a social retard, but again, somewhat antisocial. After that, graduated college and things picked up pretty quick. Started making new friends, started coming out of my comfort zone. 3 years later from that, pickup, fateful pickup. Improved my social skills. Like definitely, it made my anxiety diminish
Okay.
when it comes to like approaching, starting conversations. And like I'm really calm and present whenever I'm in an interaction right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you find that, so even before that you were doing pickup,
Yeah.
but so right before you were doing pickup, did you find that, like you said, that you were making friends? Were most of these friends male, or did you also have some female friends before pickup?
To be honest, I'd say like 80% of my friends are males.
Right.
20% are females. I don't really make that much female friends that often.
Yeah,
But
likewise.
from doing this, like even though like I haven't really made that much connection, like new friends out of females, I feel like it's at least 10 times more easier now after I did this 3 month.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Something that we were talking about before this pickup, or this podcast, was that as a man, it's very important to experience feminine energy
Yes.
on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Through these approaches, I've noticed that experiencing feminine energy on a more consistent basis has really made me more calm and present.
Yeah.
Have you noticed this as well?
Yes.
Definitely, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so from your very first couple of approaches, remember back to day one.
Oh my god, dude.
And like we just discussed, it's only been about 3 months that
About 3
Brian's been
months.
doing pickup. So from the very first approaches, how have you improved from that to now?
Dude, like it's a lot of improvement. Like it's completely different. My first day, like in the span of 3 hours, I approached probably 4 or 5 girls. I used like that generic pickup line. I thought you were cute, blah blah blah. I
Right.
had to meet you, and 10 out of 10, like all those interactions were less than 5 seconds, literally. Like they
Yeah.
just walk away.
Instant blowouts, right?
Instant blowout after blowout. But now after 3 months of doing this, like my vibe, how I present myself, more present, more calm. The quality of things I'm saying has improved a lot.
Right.
I reframed most interactions. Like I basically, it's fun. It's really fun. You're just starting conversations.
It's interesting how, I know for myself, when I first started socializing with other people,
Yeah.
there was nothing fun about it.
Yeah, like it was like a task or a duty
Yeah.
you had to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, like a chore, right?
Yeah.
And then it just kind of sneaks up on you, like, it was subtle, and then you're just like, oh, now these interactions are fun. I actually
Yeah.
want to go approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Relating that back to the first question, what did you think before you started doing pickup? What did you think that your results would be like on the first day?
On the first day.
Like, did you think you were gonna go up and crush it?
Well, before I even came, like I felt pretty confident, like going in with the whole game thing.
Yeah.
That completely Like it was not what I expected within the first 10 seconds of starting. I thought I'd go in, I'd fucking crush it. I thought it'd be easy as shit, getting numbers left and right.
Yep.
But no. Get blown out every set. Only 5 sets I approached, no results.
And that's the biggest thing is that it's a direct strike at your ego.
Yeah,
And
totally.
that's honestly the number one thing that I like about socializing with strangers is because it takes away from your ego and shows you where you're really at.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's very important, not only in like socializing, but in life.
in life in general.
Essentially, when you have overconfidence in yourself, that's when things go badly.
Yep. You get like unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
And I feel like average guys, they probably have like a high ego of how really good they are, but until they actually put themselves out there and try this, they won't know
Exactly.
how shit they are.
Yep.
Like I still consider myself shit, but like the average guy would be in like shock or awe when they see me like
Exactly.
approach that stunner, even though I got blown out.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
in different perspectives, like that's a big difference.
Yeah, it's all relative, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, but how you said the average guy thinks that he's good at it. One of my friends, he came out to socialize with us. Well, he actually didn't come out. Do you remember?
Yeah, the first day,
Yeah,
like, you
and
told me.
it was funny because he was saying that he could do it if he wanted to, but he just didn't want to.
Just didn't
he
want
could
to.
get the girl if he wanted to, but didn't want to. And I thought that was very funny because it's very common among
Yeah.
a lot of people with everything, not just pickup, but everything.
Yeah.
And that's where you don't make improvement because you, like I said, you have overconfidence in your abilities, so you don't even want to try because
You hold on to that ego.
you hold on to that ego, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is deadly.
It is fucking deadly.
Won't improve that way. Okay, so how has pickup affected you outside of pickup? You touched on this before about being more present,
Yeah.
more calm, but have you noticed a change in your general vibe, like when you're
Oh yeah.
talking to your friends, like
Yeah.
your random friends you've known before, like when you're not even doing pickup at all? How have you changed?
So it's
in that aspect?
definitely changed my vibe that I give off and like what I say. Like before it, I would just like be stuck in my head. Like if it was like a quiet pause in the conversation, inside my head I would think, oh my god, this is so
Yes.
uncomfortable. I should say something. I'm fucking weird. No, you're fucking weird for not saying something.
Yeah.
And on top of that, whenever I had something to say, like we talked about this earlier today, you would spit it out really quickly, like
Yes.
what you have to say. You rush it. But now, in terms of after I've done this, like I'm more calm, I'm more present. Even when there's like an awkward pause, I just embrace the moment. I'm super chill. There's nothing going on in my head. Top of that, like I'm not even thinking of what to say. Like it just comes out naturally. And like it's very slow and very calm, which is what I really like.
That's definitely something I've noticed as well. And just kind of thinking about that, what do you think? Like, I can't exactly put my finger on it to how I used to think. Like, why do you think that we would try to rush things out? And if there was a silence, that it would affect us? Like, right now, I can't think of a single reason to rush my words or to think that a silence is awkward. Why do you think that we thought that back in the day?
Probably social conditioning.
Social conditioning?
Yeah.
Very true.
Like for example, let's say in middle school, you're talking to like friends, and if it's like quiet, that awkward kid, like it takes over your mind. You would think that like the quiet guy would be shy or nervous. Fuck, where am I going with this?
No, I understand. Yeah, dude, yeah, I know what you mean. Like you have, I think that it relates back to the ego.
Yeah.
Essentially, you have an identity in your mind for what you think is awkward,
Yeah.
and However, like you said, social conditioning, I believe that identity you've associated with silences being awkward.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest things I've taken away through socializing is that it's essentially social conditioning is bullshit.
Yeah.
I can't think of too many positive aspects of social conditioning.
Maybe like for crimes and like whatnot, like rape and like stealing and shit. But besides that, not really.
There's not really any positive things to social conditioning, and I think that's what has helped me along my journey. I know it has helped you too.
Yeah.
Is to break out of that social conditioning and realize that it's bullshit, because that's a very big thing, stopping people from
I know.
achieving their goals in life. You know what I mean?
Thought that guy, I just walked by, was gonna like grab my phone.
Yeah, I really did too.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
staring at
Fuck.
you. I was fucking staring at you. Okay, interesting one. So what are, actually I'm gonna save that one. What were your biggest sticking points from starting at first? Like your very first sticking points
Yeah.
from the first day, and then in the middle, and now your sticking points at those three
I would
times.
say there's. Wait, do you just want one sticking point or multiple?
Like your sticking points, how they progressed as
Okay.
you've moved along.
Well, there's a sticking point that not only I, but like I'd say 100% of everyone comes across always is the approach anxiety.
Yes.
The motherfucking approach anxiety.
Approach anxiety.
Like over time you get over it, like it becomes more, oh shit, becomes more mild. Like the more you do it, the
Yeah.
more less it hurts your ego and you build more resistance.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I still experience it, no doubt, but like compared to before, like I think again we spoke about this, like whenever I'd go into like an interaction, like my pits would start sweating like waterfalls, like it was fucking crazy. And now like when we get into like a normal interaction, or like even when I approach, like I'm calm,
Yeah.
there's no sweat anymore, so
Yeah.
that's a big improvement.
It's kind of like I don't want to say you expect rejection, but
Yeah.
if rejection happens, then you're just like, okay,
Whatever.
it's whatever.
It's whatever.
But before, that's not the mindset.
Yeah.
It was a rejection. Oh no.
Oh fuck! I
Right?
just got rejected.
Yeah.
My ego.
That's funny that you mentioned that, because I remember my very first report after socializing, and I really did not see this coming before I started.
Yeah.
But on the first day was how to walk up to people.
Yeah.
Right? How to walk up to people. And it cannot get more basic than that, right?
When the anxiety just like cripples your ability to like fucking look properly, or like
Yeah.
even walk properly.
And your face is just so stiff, and
Yeah.
eyes are
Yeah.
trembling, man. It's crazy. And so after you got over that approach anxiety, what were the next sticking points?
Next sticking points. Keeping the conversations going, being more calm and present, like I
Yeah.
explained earlier. On the top of that, like body, hand signs, subliminal, no, not subliminal. Subcommunication.
Right,
Subcommunication, like how you smile. Because like in most interactions that I did back when I first started, like I would approach girls with a straight face. Some didn't mind because it was normal. Some thought like I was trying to like fucking steal from them.
Right, they don't know what your intent is when you're going up. Yeah.
Like now, like I express a big range of emotions in my body language and in my facial expression. I go in happy. I show them that like I'm a human being, not just like, oh my god, you're cute, hi,
Right.
blah blah blah, in a monotone voice, right?
Yeah.
So
I think that I was actually thinking about that earlier today, was that when we were back in that stage, I think that we were so caught up in what we had to do.
yeah,
Very caught up in trying to stay present, trying to maintain eye contact. And you don't really put yourself in the girl's shoes.
no, you don't.
When I thought about that, I put myself in the other person's shoes and think about what they think. They're trying to figure out what we want.
Mm-hmm.
And when we go up and we're very incongruent, it just seems off and very creepy.
Yeah, it does.
So I've noticed, especially today, you've pushed through that though. Like you come off much more congruent.
Mm.
And it's funny you mentioned that before about it was tough to keep the interactions going.
Yeah.
I remember my after likewise with Brian, approach anxiety, and then be able to talk for fucking 20 to 30 seconds.
Dude, like when we get into the sets, like what we call premature ejaculation.
Yeah.
We just run away. Like we
Just run away.
Whenever they stop and like talk to us, in our head we think, "Wow, I actually got that far. I wasn't expecting that."
Yep. And
And
then
then your brain just freezes,
Nothing comes out.
and you're just like, "Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit!" Like again, being calm, and then we just ejaculate premature.
Do you find that can still happen to you sometimes about just not coming up with words?
Sometimes, like I'd say, like 2 out of 10 approaches. Like it does
Okay.
sneak up on you sometimes.
Definitely, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that it will always be there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how you progress and how you get over it.
It's interesting because we're in the same stage, and as we progress together, I'm interested to see if it always is there, and not to get over it, but just to deal with it more properly.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll be interesting to find out. We'll find that out. Yeah.
We'll find that out.
What are some of your future goals with pickup?
Future goals.
Long term, short term, anything?
I just want to get like one more female friends. Like
Okay.
not even just to like, well maybe, but
Yeah.
just like a social circle of friends, like females that I can interact with. Not to say I don't have any, but like I would say I want more.
Yeah.
Have at least like a rotation of girls I'm dating.
Okay.
And yeah, like a short-term goal would be like to get a girlfriend before winter starts, because you know it gets fucking cold and lonely. Those dark
Definitely
nights.
those cold winter nights. So that'll be interesting. About 4 months away until winter, so we'll definitely have to have you back in the winter time on
Yeah.
this podcast. So okay, interesting. Pickup for me has been, well, I don't want to say pickup. It's more just practicing socially, but just for the sake of this podcast, I'm going to say
Interact.
pickup.
Yeah.
So pickup for me has been a linking habit, and by this I mean habits essentially. I'll take bad habits as an example. One of my bad habits before was smoking weed.
Yeah.
I would smoke weed, and then I would watch anime, and then I would start eating a shitload of junk food.
Yeah.
That's how habits linked. I didn't know it at the time, but for me, before I stopped smoking weed, I was very serious into eating healthy.
Yeah.
And I tried. I would still smoke weed, and I would try not to eat junk food, but it just couldn't happen.
Yeah.
Or it just couldn't happen because it's the habit that you
Equally.
create. It's not just one habit, it's linking habits.
Yep.
So let's talk about the reverse of this. How has pickup been has pickup been a linking habit for you in a positive sense? As in, for me, I'll give you an example. Once I started approaching people in general, after about 2 months, I started breaking fears in many other things. For example, I started doing this website.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever would have started this had I not had practice
Okay.
breaking through those fears.
Yeah.
Another one is meditation.
Yes.
I started initially meditating so that I could be more present only for socializing, but now meditation has become essentially my only way of relaxing, and it's a very good way to relax. So, in what sense has pickup become a linking habit for you?
One same as you, meditation. Fucking amazing. Let's see, what else? Usually in like conversations, maybe this doesn't relate to it.
Say it anyway.
Yeah, again, like I'm just more calm, like in interactions with not just friends but with strangers. I too have stopped smoking weed. Like it
Have
just
you?
makes
That's
me,
good
yeah,
for you.
it makes
Good job.
me like a different person. Like again with you, I did like watch not just anime but like TV shows, YouTube, like too much. Find myself scrolling through like websites that like I wouldn't be if I was like fucking sober.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
like fucking random Facebook,
Right.
Reddit, all that shit, and the junk food as well.
Yeah,
So in a way, I could say like it has. Oh, on top of that, like it kind of affects me socially.
definitely for sure.
So in a way, like pickup has made me start developing new habits that actually like really good self-improving habits.
Like, I was actually going to touch on that next. Is
Oh yeah, and I have started reading books.
oh, have you?
Yeah, like
Great.
a lot of
Because
fucking
after
books.
you started doing pickup.
Yeah, not just self-improvement, but like entertainment.
Nice, man. I
Yeah.
know reading books for me has been seriously like I wouldn't have started on this life journey of becoming my best version had it not been for reading books initially.
Really?
Books are very powerful.
Yeah, they are.
That's what I guess you touched on it. I was gonna say, was pickup, like I just said. Okay, like I just said, reading books for me was the very first thing that I did in order to change my life around from a life of negativity and fear
Yeah.
to my progression to becoming my best self. Was pick up that number one thing for you?
To become like my best self.
Just improving in general.
Um, like I would say that before pickup, I wasn't really much on the self improvement. Like I just go my daily life, work, school, go out, but like I wouldn't really make any conscious effort to better myself.
Right.
Besides going to the gym, of course. But now after pickup, like again, reading books on not just improving yourself in game, but like improving yourself in life overall.
Right.
More motivation, more drive to do things.
Definitely.
Yeah, I would say that from game, like I developed a lot of habits that have helped me improve my life.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things that I've also noticed, and it's something that I want to start in the future, is the people that we've met through doing pickup.
Yeah.
Brian and I met each other through pickup, of course, and we've met tons of other great people who are on their path to becoming their best selves. And
Yeah.
they say that you're the average of the 5 people you hang around with most.
Yeah.
And I believe that, I also believe that you attract like-minded people.
Yep.
So through pickup, I've attracted and connected with people who are also trying to become their best versions, and we're encouraging each other and improving drastically together.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that, personally, there's no way that I would have improved this much on my own. There's
Yeah,
no way.
Definitely not.
So I'm definitely appreciative and grateful that I've met you and everyone else that I've connected with
Yeah.
over these last couple months.
Yeah.
And with that, I think that about summarizes it up. And Brian, I just want to say that you've been improving drastically over. We've been together since the start.
We've been both drastically improving.
Definitely, and I look forward to seeing how you progress in the months to come,
Yep.
in the years to come. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to us, and we'll catch you in episode
Fuck a red
2.
in the pussy.
Fuck her right. Fuck her right in the pussy.